Hey guys, today in Art Club with Miss Burford, we'll be creating cute little pinecone owls. You will need, of course, a pinecone, a pair of scissors, some cotton wool, some scrap white paper, either orange or yellow paper, some foam, either brown or black, some googly eyes, a black pen, and some PVA glue. We are going to start by filling the spaces in between the needles on the pine cone with cotton wool balls, but don't just shove a whole ball in there, rip it apart into small sections. Some you might want larger than others to fill in the gaps a bit quicker. And you're just going to literally use your scissors, make sure they're shut, so at a point, and use this to push in the cotton wool around the needles. And just keep doing this and building it up. So you might want some smaller pieces of cotton wool to go in the smaller sections and some larger bits so it doesn't take so long to fill in the larger holy areas. It varies from pinecone to pinecone. Some pinecones have very small spaces and some have lots of larger areas towards the bottom of the cone. You shouldn't need any glue for this part as long as you're adding smaller pieces of cotton wool and really packing it in there. It'll bind with the other pieces of cotton wool that you've ripped up. Keep going until you've filled in all the gaps, and you'll just see the edge of the pine cone sticking out, so this will create like the texture of the feathers that you see on little baby owls. The aim is to make it look like a snowy white owl. I didn't pack the very top piece because if you want to you could add a bit of string and hang this up, and it's a bit more difficult if you have packed it with cotton wool at this point. Next we can move on to making some wings. So if you notice, this piece of paper is the length of the body of the pine cone. I purposely cut it that size so that I couldn't make the wings too big. I'm just going to fold it in half, and at this point you can draw your wing, which is like a teardrop shape, an upside down teardrop, and you can either cut it out individually, which is what I did on here, or you could use it folded and keep it folded so you get an exact copy for the other wing. But I like to do two slightly different wings. On the wings themselves, I used a thick black pen so it gave a nice outline, and then if you do some U shapes or some wavy kind of shapes along them, it'll look like the feathers. Attach your wings to the bird, making sure that teardrop shape has the point pointing down. You can do this using PVA glue. Don't use Pritt Stick because it doesn't stay on. So you need a good blob of PVA glue on each wing, and make sure that they are 180 degrees across the body. So you want them just like a person's arms, right opposite each other. Now we can move on to doing our eyes, and we're going to add a halo of orange, or if you've got yellow paper, a halo of yellow around your eye. So you're going to place a googly eye on your piece of paper and draw around it, but leaving a little gap between. So mine has about I think I left about 1/2 centimetre away from the eye all the way around. So you're going to do this twice, so one for each eye. You could draw around something which is circular, but I just like how organic they are, and it gives the owl character when you have two slightly wonky circles. Now you can decide which is the front and which is the back of your owl, and you're going to stick on your orange or yellow circles near the top of the head between the two wings, so these are where your eyes are going to be. From this angle I actually think the owl looks a little bit like Willy Wonka, the Johnny Depp version out of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, if you know what I mean, with the glasses that he wears. Thankfully it doesn't look quite so much like that when you stick on the googly eyes, so you're going to put one googly eye in the middle of each orange or yellow piece of paper. If you want to, you could do this step before you stick it on. I just find that it slides all over the place, so I find it easier to add the googly eyes after I've stuck on the circles which go around the eyes. And to finish it off, we're going to give him a cute little beak. I don't know why it's a boy, but we're going for a boy with this one. And I just had these foam shapes, but I trimmed it down to like this claw kind of shape, I guess you'd call it. I'm showing you it against my hand here, so hopefully you can see what I'm trying to describe. And this is just going to sit between the two eyes. Again, just blob a bit of PVA glue on there to stick it on, and you're finished. If you want to, you can add some feet to your bird, but I think of these as like a baby owl, and they're usually really fluffy, and you can't really see their feet when they're sat down. They are just a cute little ball of fluff when they're like this. At this point you can be finished, or you can add a magnet to the base, or a little clip, or you could add some strings to the top, or a key ring. You can change it into what you want, but I quite like it as just a little ornament to go on the side. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to more art lessons like this every week, and other art related content every now and then. See you next week for more Art Club with Miss Burford.